Thank you for joining us. Today, we're excited to have Director of Marion County Schools, Dr. Mark Griffith, with us. He has a full slate of conversation to carry. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, let's dive right in. Obviously, here locally, capital projects and the improvement to the high schools is high on everybody's list. Can you kind of tell us where we've gone here recently as far as those are concerned?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as you well know, this has been a conversation now for the past several months. Um, we did explore the option of putting a new middle school behind the current middle school, which that would to be able to place that footprint on there wasn't too friendly to the taxpayer dollars or to the school itself. So at that time, we were made aware of little over 18 acres at the Highway 28 and what I call the Highway 150 extension um, there on the new road at Jasper. And we have went through the process of doing the geotechnical. We've gotten approval from TDOT to do the driveway. We've done a road study and different things like that. So we got the thumbs up on everything that the county commission requested that we do to see if that property, if it was feasible to put a middle school on. And indeed, we got approval. I want to say probably the first of February that property would be able to be utilized. We also had gotten with the Swatch Valley Electric. We've got with the City of Jasper, Mayor Turner and I just had a meeting yesterday regarding the infrastructure there that they're going to be able to possibly help us with. Um, Also, Marion Gas Company. We've spoken with Mr. Garth there, and we feel very confident that we'll be able to utilize that piece of property in a more effective way than where the current middle school's at. So we're very pleased on that. And the county commission Monday night went ahead and decided to go ahead and appropriate the funds to the Marion County Board of Education for purchase of that property. I then on Tuesday morning handed off the current survey that we had done to Mayor Jackson. He's got it to County Attorney Gallagher, and County Attorney is going to be in touch with the landowners, and we're going to go ahead and proceed to buy that piece of property.
And that was a pretty gentle. The landowners were pretty agreeable. So
Yes, very much so. Due to the fact it was going to be an education for education, the board of ed, then they were very generous on their offer as far as what the per acreage. So we got a discounted price at that. So we were obviously pleased. Anytime we could do that, we're very pleased. Uh, and and then after that, I had a conversation with the architect to go ahead and start the planning process. And the beauty of the piece of property is we currently have an outstanding middle school in the north end of the county, as you will know, the Whitwell area, and we already own those plans. So what we're going to be looking at is just using that same footprint to put on this piece of property. And the key to that was in the current, if we had placed had not acquired the property and built at the current location, it would have been a two-story, which would have been about 105,000 square feet. That was going to be two-story. But once we were able to acquire this piece of property, put it on the on one story, we were able right off the bat we were able to save 6,000 square feet of stairwells there. So that was very that was promising that on the price as well. Um, Demo price was about figured in as $400,000 for the current middle school, because if we were obviously going to build behind it, we would have had to go ahead and demolish that. So basically, once we vacate the current middle school, then the Board of Education would have an option as to what to do with that surplus piece of property.
Sure.
If they so deem it surplus, then we could put it out for sealed bids and be able to go there. Also, if the city or someone else wanted to utilize it, we would probably entertain some type of trade or something like that to be able for them to acquire it, since it is one government entity to another.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that was also good about acquiring this piece of property.
Gotcha.
We're going to, the next phase will be the planning phase, and as I said earlier, we've known we're going to have a middle school for some time, so we have a committee that's going to be in place just for review and stamp approval on what we put together as far as the square footage on the current middle school. Our numbers, we're looking to build at 650 core. Our numbers currently are 535 at the middle school.
What is the core of the current Jasper building?
Excuse me?
Sorry, what was the core size of the existing Jasper middle, just for comparison?
I want to say we looked at 450 to 500, David, on that.
Gotcha. And so this will be roughly 100 more.
That is correct. And basically, historically, what happened in the north end of the county, if you compare the numbers from 05, 06 to 07, when we actually moved into the middle school, our numbers went up a little bit each year. So obviously, you always want to be able to build for growth and not have to come back to the drawing board.
Sure.
5-10 years from now. But it'll be a state of the art building. It'll have it'll have the necessities. I know some districts are able to put a lot of bells and whistles into their buildings, but we will have the necessities that will be comparable to anyone. I will say it that way.
Gotcha. Now, also, and this has been a concern of some members of the school board, we're going full system ahead on the middle school, but that original building project had several other components to it.
Right.
What would you say to people curious about, the roofing? And I know that there's some additional funding that may be able to offset some of that original plan.
That is correct. And what we're looking at, anywhere from on the square footage per price, we're looking, I didn't touch on that, we're looking anywhere from $195 a square foot on the middle school to $250. I've heard ranges from $195 all the way to $250 currently, the last one out in West Tennessee that I spoke with. So we hope to come obviously closer to the $195 range, and that'll get us an outstanding middle school for a much needed community. Let me say that on the high schools, that plan is still in place. But what we're going to be able to do is we've acquired about $3.6 million from the CARES Act ESSER 2.0 funds. Our focus on those funds had restricted areas they had to be spent in, which would be learning loss for our students, and we have those mini camps already set in place, and we're going to roll those out to the general public pretty soon for summer schools and after school tutoring and different things like that. That price tag is somewhere in the area of $600,000, a little over $600,000 there. Also, the other buckets were maintenance which is air quality, and security and technology. So in this plan, we'll be able to, and keep in mind, we'll be able to do this in-house due to the fact that we have certified technicians now on maintenance staff. We will be able to do this in-house to save a lot of architectural engineering fees and things like that. So we will be phasing this projects in over the next few months that will get the 3 high schools HVAC, heating and air units, all up to date, brand new ones there. And we're very excited about that. That is a huge cost savings to the Marion County taxpayers locally. Also, when we do that, we're able to free up operational maintenance costs that we would have otherwise spent on HVAC to be able to focus toward our roofs. So we have that plan laid out as well in our 5-year plan. And so we're going to be able to fix the roofs. We're going to be able to upgrade all our HVACs. We're going to be able to do some security doors at all 3 high schools to secure the venue. Also, we have some areas at South Pittsburg and areas in the Whitwell area where students have to exit outside to go to classes in the career and technical education wing. We're wanting to secure that at those areas as well with this money. So we're extremely excited about what we're going to be able to do with that. Also, who knows, but we're also, I'm continuously reading that there could be additional funds coming. And I've read from anywhere from 28.6 million additional dollars coming from the federal government to 32 million.
And just to clarify, that's not 2 Marion County schools, is it? That's across the state, or is that?
Oh, that is actually 2 Marion County schools.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
yes.
That'd be a fortuitous timing.
The number that was thrown out is 8 times the amount that you received on ESSER 2.0 dollars, which would be 28.6, I think, is what that number would look like.
The Whisper's basically contingent on the $1.9 trillion package.
That is correct. Gotcha. That is correct. So we're continuing to monitor that, and what that would look like is actually get our high schools up to date without a bond issue, without debt service.
Wow.
We'd be able to go ahead and get those upgraded as soon as possible. Also, what we're looking at is a district-wide lighting project to change to LEDs throughout the whole system.
Wow.
That's the price tag on that's about 1.6 million. The key to that is the savings will pay for itself there, and it'll be paid for in about 6 years with the savings.
Gotcha.
So that doesn't even include, that is just energy savings. That doesn't include the maintenance cost for ballast and different things like that, man hours focused on changing light bulbs and in those areas. We would be able to put our preventive maintenance plan that we have one now, but we could be able to focus our whole body of maintenance folks on that. I speak daily with Director Brown as to what that would mean for the system, and he's very excited about all that.
I got you. So is it too simple to say, yes, getting over the hurdles of the new construction is the focus, but the eyes are still on the rest of the building plan?
Absolutely.
All right.
It truly has to be, because we can't, we've gone a long time with we've got more additional funds now than we've ever had in the area of air quality and things like that, energy savings. So that it would be, we would have to have that focus there
Yeah.
to go ahead and knock that out.
And you, over the last couple of years, I know the board has very intentionally incorporated some higher criteria for the maintenance people that get picked up, and so there's a little bit more confidence that what gets put in place will stay in place. So
Yes, when Director Brett Brown, he come aboard, I asked him his top needs there, and that was number one, high quality workers in there, and he's vetted a lot of applications in order to do that. So that's, and there again, if we had to push this HVAC project for the high schools outsource, there would be quite a bit of cost to that. So
sure,
we're saving probably half the project just by doing everything in house.
having the knowledge on staff.
Yes.
Now, to pivot just a little bit, obviously there's a lot of energy being spent at the federal and state level talking about getting schools back into in-person learning, which has largely generated your ESSER funds. So the good, the bad. But
Right.
what is Marion County Schools? Obviously, they're contingent to the state. So what has that meant for Marion County Schools?
Well, the to we felt like in March 2020 that we were needed to be in school in some way, shape, form, or fashion by the time August 2020 rolled around.
Right.
So, on the recommendation of the governor, obviously on March 20th, 2020, we went ahead and started what we called we started the packets, and to be able to have the teachers to have contact with the kids, continue to teach the kids, and continue to go through that process. Then we made it off, obviously, to May. We were the whole time putting a plan together for full reopening with a parental option of virtual in August. And that's exactly where we still stand now. I'm not saying that come August 2021 that there won't be some type of virtual program or something like that for homeschool kids or something just to increase our numbers. But for the most part, our kids will be in school come August 2021.
Yeah.
And I personally think that it's the best situation for our kids. What we had encountered, to be quite frank, is the schools weren't the problem. The parking lots on the weekends became a lot of the problem. The gatherings at someone's house it became the problem, and then they would bring it into the school. So we still stand by that. Our custodians are continuing to work hard and do what needs to be done to get our schools cleaned and everything. And currently, to date, we've got about 4 students, 2 staff that are quarantined or positive.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good numbers, to be
Sure.
honest with you.
Yeah, and also obviously teachers were recently included in the vaccination phase in, and
Yes, and one thing that I touch on that is we had been pushing for to be a clinic here at the office for some time when that opportunity rolled out, but the way it usually works out, and when you're dealing with some of the bureaucratic stuff, is that everything happens at the same time. So
yeah.
we got approved for the vaccine to be given here at the office, and lo and behold, they opened up the window for our teachers to go to the health department. So our teachers, as of today, the on the shipment should be here at 10:30. We're hoping.
Oh,
We're
they're at
prepared.
central office?
Yes, we're prepared to administer those over the next few days. So we've got teachers going to the health department, which is wonderful. We've got teachers on schedule to come here, which is great as well. And so we'll be able to get those vaccines in the arms of folks that want them, and we're truly excited about that. And here's the thing about it: we actually have, I think we're looking at approximately 200 doses coming here. So we were at what is we're going to subtract what is already going to the health department, and we did ask the state, said, look, if we've got these 50 doses, we don't want to waste them. So we would be able to open it up to the general public without any liability on school systems in. So that's one thing that we would be able to do if we have obviously an excess of vaccines.
Now, just out of curiosity, I haven't read the particular drill down, but when it allows teachers, does that include custodians and bus drivers and all that as well?
It does, yes, sir. It'll be. We just look at it. I say teachers, but I'm looking at it like employees,
Yeah.
all employees across the board.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Griffith, I could keep you here all day, but I suspect they probably pay you to do something a little different. So,
To be honest with you, Dave, there's some days I'd like to be here with you all day.
wow, you must have a bad run someday. Well, I just thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
I look forward to it.